On a cold November night, I met my Mrs. Right. My feelings come to life again. My feelings come to life. I didn't care. I just saw her standing near. Made my feelings come to life again. She's my Mrs. Right. My one and only one. My one and
We are going to have a meet and greet on the 21st of April, and we have sponsors: JUVIAS Place, Colored Rain, Healthy Hair Studio is going to be there. It's gonna be fabulous. We have Brows of Beauty as well. I don't know whether you've noticed, but I got my brows done episode coming, and I also wanted you guys to know, for the caterers, for those that have cake businesses, because it's a birthday, and you want your business to be sponsored, holla at a sister, because I'm looking at caterers for food, for drinks, not really food, hors d'oeuvres, you know, for hors d'oeuvres, finger food or whatever, because FUMINATION, when I tell you, we are 900, I think, are going to be at the event, maybe almost like 1,000. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. And we also have our fabulous sponsor, the Novotel Hotel. I'm going to put everything down here. We decided to do it at a hotel because FUMINATION is coming from all over the world. I am not worthy. I know I'm going to cry on the day. And so I decided that we had to look for a hotel so that all of those that are coming in from different countries can book at the hotel. Use my discount code FUMINATION. They will know who you are, so that you can get in there, and the event will be right there at the, I think, Shadlan rooms, Shadlan suite. I think that's where we're going to be. And we're going to have a stage, and we're going to have interviews with the brands. You are going to live and love it. This time around, I was prepared for all of you all. So get your tickets. They're already selling out. I knew that they would, but there's nothing that we can do once we hit capacity. There's nothing we can do once we hit capacity. And it's going to be a sensational day. Look, pretty. Yeah. Come and say hi. Come and say hi to FUMINATION. I talk about you all the time. This is Maria. This is my daughter. I'm loving her. Yes. I was just telling her that I would, she should come and take some skincare because I get so much. So let her have some skincare. Get your little face. I adore her so much. Oh, FUMINATION! How are you, my darlings? Why am I laughing? Because I'm happy, I'm joyful, my heart is full. So, hello, my darling FUMINATION. How are you? How is life treating you, my darlings? My name is Fumi Desalu-Vold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you are so very welcome indeed. Yes, I'm dressed in my sportswear because we are working out, baby. We're working out, and it's springy right now in London. The weather is gorgeous. The sunshine is coming in and around, and I'm living and loving. And so I said, let me come out here and do this episode that is kind of sort of linked in a way to Draya. Remember, Draya Michele is expecting her third baby from her third partner, who happens to be only 22, Janelle Green, who is an NFL player, and the future is brighter than bright, and he will most probably make 400 million and change. Where's the discrepancy? The discrepancy here is that Draya is 39, going to be 40. Janelle Green just turned 22, and her son is 21 months apart from Janelle. So her son has a stepfather, who is the same age as him. Draya has done very well, might I add, by her son, because he's in university. And if you raise a child up to that stage, salute to you. There were all kinds of comments. Draya said that she's finding it hard to breathe. And the thing here is that, Draya, you should have found it hard to breathe in the very beginning when you set eyes on Janelle Green. He might be grown, but he's still a boy whose frontal lobe has not fully developed, regardless of how much money he is earning, regardless of how many adults he's surrounded by. This is an 8-month relationship of which you're 7 months pregnant. We are women, so we know. It means that the second you set eyes on this young man, you were intentional, because you slept with him right away. Yes, because it takes a month for you to find out if you're pregnant or not. So that's 1 month gone, and you're now 7 months pregnant, which means that there wasn't any kind of dating romance. Let me find out this, that, and the other. You saw him, he was your next ticket, and you took full opportunity of that. It was after the fact that you came out, which is such an insult to international women who are out here being inspirational. You are not. Because when you have young men such as Janelle Green, you have young women in their 20s who might look up to you and say, you've achieved a lot, because you know what, you have your swim brand, you have this, you have that. How can I be you? You're not doing that. You're sleeping with them. And that is wrong. That's why you can't breathe, because we peeped you out, because you wanted to insult our intelligence and think that we did not know. For those of us that are really mothers, not only to our own children, but mothers to all children, we peeped it and we said, please don't talk rubbish. And you what? You disabled your comments and you went out there with a poem, this, that, and the other, supposing it works out. If you had approached his mother, if you had approached his family, if there were pictures of you where you were sitting together in a happily family setting, and we heard from Janelle Green, and you had announced it together, maybe somewhere in my mind I could have sort of said, well, it's rare, but A, B, and C. No, it's a money ticket. Your co-pilot is out here in these streets, and she kind of sort of doing the same thing. So we have Joie Chavis reveals that she's expecting her 3rd child. Now, it's not as bad as, what does she call herself again now? I'm forgetting. What does she call herself? Draya. There you go. It's not as bad as Draya, because it's congrats to 25-year-old Treven Diggs, who is expecting his 3rd child with the 35-year-old influencer Joie Chavis. Joie already has 2 children with Bow Wow and with the rapper Future. I didn't think too much of it, because I said to myself, well, he's 25, frontal lobe developed, and they are not new to this. The 2 of them have previous children, so this is their 3rd child, on top of which is only 10 years difference. I've said it in my book of rules, because you guys asked me, Fumi, what's the book of rules? There is a traditional book of rules from way back circa 1995-34. I read it, I updated it, and made it foolproof, bulletproof for you girls. It is my set of rules, 10 rules for divorced, for single moms, for dating in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. I have all of these episodes, of which I'll link down below, that are rules that work. These are rules that I made for myself, and I got married, because I did it differently with Ula, and Ula is the one that proposed. I don't want you to think I'm Miss Perfect. No, you only get perfect by making mistakes, and then you find what is perfect for you, or what works for you, what's aligned to your personality, your energy, your discipline, your weaknesses, your strengths. That's all I'm saying. But in this day and age with social media, I applaud every girl out here trying to find a boyfriend, trying to find a partner. Yes, it's true. It is absolutely harder for you guys. And so I curated these books of rules, these episodes of 10 rules for you to watch and be aware of all of the red flags. Now, when I was talking about Draya in the last episode, I said, Draya, 2 things here that I felt you did not think of. You didn't think of your son. You didn't think of your daughter. I watched the interview that you had with TMZ. And there you said that swim is what keeps the lights on in your house. So where I thought that perhaps, you know, with the platform that you have, with the millions of followers, that perhaps you were doing well financially, and perhaps you weren't doing well financially. Girls, don't do this. Find what you are good at, monetize it, be the best at it, and make sure that's your bank, that's your foolproof. You'll never starve, so you don't have to compromise yourself for 1 million or 400 million like Portia did with Simon, only to find out that she's been paying for everything herself. Simon got nothing, and he's out there with Nini Leaks and a new girlfriend, and she's not in all of her feelings. But you didn't feel like that when it came to Fallon. When I tell you guys keep me busy, you guys keep me busy. Nobody's reading the rules. I hope one of you or two of you do. Needless to say, I didn't think much of it. And I'm talking about, I didn't think much of it, and I'm talking about Joey. Like I've said, I don't think there should be 10 years, more than 10 years age gap with a couple, because you're in different spaces and times, and somebody is sacrificing while the other one's being selfish. And I know a lot of you said, but you know what is different when it's a man, when it's this, when it's that. You are right, and I don't agree with that either. What Robert De Niro did at 80 having a child is selfish, but he is financing the situation of his 45-year-old girlfriend, who would have said, this is my last ditch effort, let me have a baby, I know I'll be financially taken care of. Draya went in to get financial gain. If this boy was in the supermarket, and that goes for Joey too, because as you can see, she's a career dater. That's how they're pushing this out, that you know what, she's a magnet. If you're a player, if you're an ABCD, or she's out there for you. I kind of don't blame her. You got to be ambitious. You got to have a status, and she knows how to reel them in. It's working for her. All of these guys, Bow Wow, Rapper Future, who happens to be the baby daddy for Sierra, if all of them worked at the supermarket, do you think that they would look at them? And I'm talking about Joey and Draya. Do you think so? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You got the money. That's what we are looking at. And I'm bringing this up because I went into the comments. Every once in a while I do that. In the shade room, it was congratulating Joie Chavis and revealing that she was expecting her third child. And you know, like all, you know, social media outlets, magazines, they throw it out there for you to decide how it looks, because Shade Room knew what they were doing. So I went into the comment section, queer_Ramik, and she wrote, 3 baby dads. She's just like my mom. Shaking my head. And of course, there are comments underneath. Somebody laughing, oh my God. Then somebody wrote, what the F is wrong with you? Somebody wrote, laugh, 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 laugh. She didn't care. That was why I tied in Draya and Joey. Because you're not thinking of the children. Because this person didn't care to air out exactly how she feels. And I'm positive that she grew up in a way that she didn't want to. That perhaps she would have loved to have a much more stable home. That perhaps she would have loved to have her mother and her father. Perhaps her fathers or her stepfathers did not love her, did not care for her. I have a wonderful girlfriend that I spoke to yesterday for over an hour. And I was just giving her counsel and comfort. And for the first time, she actually said, Fumi, my stepfather didn't love me. And my father was nowhere to be seen. I was born, I was christened, and that's the last picture I have with him. And he went to another family. She has issues with trust. And I know it stems from that. When you see your mother marrying over and over again, third father, third child, it's obvious. It's just that the mothers want to be blind to it all. I'll deal with it later. I don't want to face that. I don't want to this. To be a mother is the greatest honor I have. Everything comes from that channel. I couldn't look at a 22-year-old boy, and I have because I mentor them, and I tell them how to apply for jobs, write out resumes, and to keep the spirit up. And sometimes some of them want to cry, and I say, it's okay, you can cry. I give him a hug, and I say, it's okay. Because they are told that they have to be strong, but they're just so young. Only 21, 22. How can I? How can I? How can I? On so many levels, how can you do that? And you have a son that loves you. And this is to Draya, whom you left at home at 9. You left him all alone at home to feed himself, take care of himself, to sleep on his own in the house. And you went on tour with Usher. It's very telling of who you are. I don't want girls to think that this is the way to go. You got options. You're smart, you're funny, you're intelligent. Be prepared to do the hard work. Take the hard road. You will learn through the hard road. Find your independence. I do not care if you live in Beverly Hills or you live in the hood. And it does not matter if you come from a single parent home. I have seen children excel and want it even more than the privileged. They are not better than you. They are not. Nobody is better than you. You only have to be the best version of yourself. That's your competition. Nobody to the left, nobody to the right. Everybody is here to inspire you. On your wagon, you are pulling that wagon. And on that wagon, you have to have the people that are going to propel you to excellence. Anybody that is there wasting your time, they gotta go. Don't be inspired by the Drayas and the Joies, where they have multiple baby daddies and children. It's not a good look for us black women. I don't like it. And somebody has to say it. And I'm old enough to say it. I think I saw one or two gray hairs the other day. I say it. You're better than that. You are better than that. And do you know, Joey and Draya are better than that. They can do better. They just chose to do the easy route. But, you know, out here in these streets, with all the hustling and all the running around, there are still some scruples, there are still some principles, there are still some ethics among us who shouted them out and said, nah, mama, that don't look kind of okay with me, because you know what, I got a son, and I don't think that this would be wonderful for my... Can you imagine Adrian? Adrian! I can't even imagine it. Raise him to be all that he is. And he came with a 39-year-old woman. Well, you see, she would be crazy to come because she didn't know I was here. That's the only way that I wasn't here. That's the only way she could come. That's the only way. It wouldn't last. I trust and believe. It would not. Let's take care of our community. Let's take care of our sisters. Let's take care of our daughters, of our mothers, of our aunties. Let's take care of us as women. Why did these women do what they did? Why did they think they didn't have options or choices? How were they raised? And how is it that perhaps things became so diluted that they became desensitized from what is wrong and from what is right? And in so doing, we now have this generational curse, because this girl has proved it to me. And I said it when I talked about Draya. I said the boy will not say anything. He loves his mama. But he has been thrown into the deep end where they'll be whispering about him, where they'll be leaving comments. He won't tell you. He won't say anything to you. Because you see, those that we love and those that hurt us, we don't stop loving them. We stop loving ourselves. We think that we must have done something. That was why Daddy left. Because Daddy knew I was here. Why would Daddy have left when he knew that I was here? Children don't think complex situations because they're not complex. Because love is pure and it really is very straightforward. I love you, Mama. I will do anything for you. Why can't you do the same for me? Because you're selfish. Because you don't want to work that hard. Because you think that money is everything. And it is not. I had a wonderful event that I was honored for the Womanhood of 2024. And it was amazing. And there was an exercise that we did there. Flawless. And we were told to close our eyes, of which we did. And we were told to envision what we desired the most. And it brought tears to my eyes because I know what I desire. Needless to say, when we opened our eyes, we were asked, everybody, and about 50 of us, what did you envision loosely, if you can talk about it? It was phenomenal. Because as it was pointed out to us, because I didn't even think about it, not one person said or mentioned money. It was about love. It was about acceptance. It was about family. It was about finding peace. It was about finding harmony. Some said they wanted to stop running away. Everybody brought up something. Not one of the 50 plus talked about money. Do you see how our issues are not related to the money? So what I'm saying here is that the money and the reassurance and the security blanket of which Joey and Draya think that they are getting, and in so doing, they compromise themselves, is still not guaranteed to give you happiness. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to hit the notification button, my darlings, and I will see you sooner than later. Protect your kids and know that you are their hero. And it's not what you say, it's what you do. And they are watching. And it's a case between I will be who I am because of what I saw, or I will become who I am because of what I was shown.